Hello everyone, my name is Anil Poddar. So today I am going to continue with the session number 3, that is on Indian Constitution. Let us go to the contents that we are going to discuss in this video. That is structure of judiciary, Supreme Court of India, under this High Courts, District Courts and structure of state legislature. Now let us go to the structure of judiciary. So in our constitution they have provided a single judiciary system, that is a single system to make laws. So that is the Supreme Court of India. It is at the highest priority, that is it is at the highest judicial authority. So below the Supreme Court we have the High Court, that is in lower in rank than the Supreme Court. Similarly, the district courts is at the district level, that is we can say lower in rank than the Supreme Court and High Court. Now we go to the Supreme Court of India. Now Supreme Court of India is at the highest, or you can say judicial authority, in the high judicial authority. So the Parliament of India will determine the how many number of judges will be there for the Supreme Court. So now currently the Supreme Court has 25 judges and 1 Chief Justice. And the appointment of the judges of Supreme Court, including the Chief Justice, will be done by the President on the advice of the Union Cabinet. So these judges of the Supreme Court should retire after 65 years of age. Now we'll go to the qualification of judges. That is, to become a judge of the Supreme Court, he should be a citizen of India. He should have served as a judge of High Court for at least 5 years. Also, he should be an excellent jurist. Also, he should have an experience as an advocate for at least 10 years. That is, at least he should be an advocate for 10 years in High Court. Now we'll go to the functions of Supreme Court and its judges. Now the functions done by the Supreme Court are: it has the power to determine the dispute between the states or center and state. Suppose there is a dispute between two or more states, so the dispute will be solved by the Supreme Court. It also has the power to hear cases on the appeal. So if someone has made the appeal from High Court to the Supreme Court, so that power is given to the Supreme Court to hear the cases on the appeal. It also handles the cases of violation of fundamental rights. So if some of the state has violated the fundamental rights, so Supreme Court has the authority to question the state. Next we'll go for High Court. So High Court is at the lower level than the Supreme Court, but it is the middle level in the hierarchy of judiciary and are the subordinate to Supreme Court. So there is a High Court for each state, but the Parliament can establish a common High Court for 2 or more states. So that High Court is present in Punjab as well as Haryana. So Punjab and Haryana share a common High Court. Now we'll see the composition and the appointments made in the High Court. So every High Court will consist of a Chief Justice and other judges. Now the judges of the High Court will be appointed by the President by consulting with the Chief Justice of India as well as Governor. Now both the judges as well as the Chief Justice will hold the office up to 62 years of age. That is, up to 62 years of age is the retirement age for Chief Justice and judges. Qualifications: so to become a judge in the High Court, he should be a citizen of India. He should also serve as a judge of the lower court. Also, he should have an experience as an advocate of High Court. So if he is an advocate of High Court about some experience, he can become a judge of a High Court. Now we'll go for the functions of High Court. Now these are the functions of High Court. High Court can issue orders in the nature of following writs for enforcement of human rights. Also, it can issue writs in all cases of violation of any rights. Writs means it can give any punishment for violation of any human rights. Also, it has the power to hear appeals against the judgment. So if any of the appeal has been made, it can hear it. Also, it has the control over the subordinates in the states. Now I'll go for district court. So the appointment, posting and promotion of district judges in any state is done by the governor. So whatever the appointment, posting and promotion of district judge in the district court will be done by the governor of that state. So to become a judge of a district court, he should be a citizen of India. Also, he should have an experience of minimum 7 years. Also, he should be recommended by the High Court. Now, appointments. So, a person can be selected as a district judge by governor in consultation with the UPSC. So, if you want to become a district judge, it can be selected. Person can be selected by as a district judge by the governor. So, he can consult with the UPSC as well as the higher courts in the state. Now, there are three types of courts, that is civil court, criminal court, revenue court. I'll go to the civil court. Now, civil court, the district court is a civil court headed by a district judge. So civil court consists of handles the cases concerned with the civil cases. It is also called as a session judge. So under the functions of the civil court are, it exercises both original and appellate jurisdiction, that is in form of civil cases. It also supervises the subordinate courts in the district. So whichever courts come under civil courts, it will supervise it. Second one is criminal court. So it is also called as a session court and it is headed by a session judge. So the functions performed by the criminal court is, it can pass the death sentence to anyone, but there is a condition that it has to be confirmed by the High Court. That is, before execution, it should be confirmed by the High Court. Third one is revenue court. So these courts are headed by a district collector as well as assistant commissioner and tahsildar. So they hear a revenue cases of the district at various levels. Now I'll go for structure of state legislature. Now, according to the Constitution of India, the state legislature consists of a governor for state and one or two houses of state legislature. So, most of the states in India, they contain only one house called as Legislative Assembly. But in some of the states, it has two houses like Karnataka and UP and Maharashtra. That is Legislative Assembly and Legislative Council. So, the various functions of state legislature are, that is, it can make laws on all matters, whatever the matters of the state. Also, it controls the financial matter, that is, all the revenues and expenditure that it passes money bills. Also, it can analyze the amendment bills passed by the union government, that is related to the state. Also, it controls the work of all Ministry of India. Now, Legislative Assembly. Now, it is the first house in the state legislature. It consists of members who are directly elected by the people from different regions. It's same as that of Lok Sabha. So members within the legislative assembly are elected by the people. So the composition of MLAs. So it consists of MLAs between 60 to 500. That is, it consists of 60 to 500 MLAs in a legislative assembly. So whatever the strength is there, it will be fixed based on the population of the state. So in this MLAs, governor can nominate one member from Anglo-Indian committee, that is from as a NRI. Also, some seats can be reserved for SC and ST. Now, how the MLAs will be elected? So, in order to elect, so if you want to become an MLA, the person should be a citizen of India. His age also should not less than 25 years. He should also have the qualifications as indicated by the Parliament. Now the term of MLAs. Also the term they can have here is 5 years. So a person can be MLA for 5 years from first meeting. there is a possibility that he may be removed from that position before 5 years. Now let's see the powers and functions. So there are three types of powers of state legislature. First one is legislative power, that is it can frame laws on all matters of the state. Second one is financial power, that is it can control the financial matters, that is all the revenue and expenditure related matter. Also, no tax can be imposed or withdrawn without the approval of legislative assembly. So the tax cannot be imposed on anyone without the approval of legislative assembly. It is also responsible for passing the money bills. I will go for constitutional power. So it can change the amendment bills passed by the union government concerned to the state. That is, it can make suggestions to the amendment. I'll go for the second house, that is called as Legislative Council or Vidhan Parishad. So it is the upper house of the state legislature and it is not present in all the states. So this can be found only in Karnataka, UP, Bihar, Maharashtra and JNK. So the composition is the strength of Vidhan Parishad should not be less than 40 members. Also, it should not exceed two-thirds of the total MLAs of the state. So this is the condition for number of members in the Vidhan Parishad. Now, if person wants to become a member of Vidhan Parishad, he should be a citizen of India and also his age should not be less than 30 years. Also, he should have a qualification prescribed by the Parliament. Now, the term for each member of Legislative Council is for 5 years. So, he can be a member of Legislative Council for 6 years. The chairman of the Legislative Council is elected by the member of Legislative Council. So, the head of the Legislative Council will be elected by the members of Legislative Council. The powers and functions. So, the powers given to the Legislative Council are bills other than the money bills may originate in the Legislative Council. So, except money bills, it can pass other bills also. It can also withhold any ordinary bill passed by the Legislative Assembly for 4 months. That is, if the Legislative Assembly has passed some bill, so it has the authority to withhold that bill for 4 months. It can withhold a money bill for 14 days. So if the money bill has been passed by the Legislative Assembly, it can withhold for 14 days. Now after the bill is deemed to be passed by the Legislative Council, so whatever the bill is there will be passed by the Legislative Council and then it will be signed by the